there's a certain magic here at Mount Vernon. The rest of the world doesn't really exist.
Mount Vernon has always been a symbol of America. Washington as the embodiment of the early American Republic, as the ideals of its founders. And you just think, wow, this is what Washington saw. This is where Washington walked.
The thing that I think is most special about George Washington, and something that we can all learn from, especially young people, is that he didn't start out great. He started out with incredible, humble beginnings. You don't have to start out great. We can all become a George Washington in our own lifetime. You just have to have the dedication and say, I'm going to do this.
Preservation means presenting the estate as nearly as possible to the way it looked in George Washington's time. And that means assembling all the best evidence that we have.
Because ultimately, if you don't preserve things properly and with the right tools and techniques, people visit something and see it as it wasn't, not as it was.
It's so important to preserve our history. Appreciation, respect, learning from past successes and failures. Learning of the sacrifice that men and women have made for us to come this far.
So we work really closely with everybody here at Mount Vernon. My work can be found all over, everywhere from the slave quarters to the mansion house to our pioneer farm site, even the gristmill and distillery. If it's made out of iron and steel and we need it here at Mount Vernon, it's made in this blacksmith shop today.
Archaeology is really the story of us when you get down to it. Decisions that humans make on a day-to-day basis. Decisions that George Washington made. Decisions that his plantation owners made. Decisions that the enslaved population made.
Our main goal here in the livestock department is to educate as many folks as we can about his farming methods and the importance of livestock in colonial times.
My primary job is to help with the physical care and preservation of all of the objects in the collection, and we have to make sure that we care for them in the best possible way.
I think I have a great responsibility to make sure that we preserve those things and help preserve them the way he would have preserved them.
We've been doing preservation work for over 150 years here at Mount Vernon, cataloging it, preserving it, so the collection is essential to all the preservation work that we do here.
If you don't have the right craftsmen, that's another thing that I think these sites really help preserve. It's not just the buildings, but the way to restore things, the tools and the methods to recreate.
There's always more to learn. No matter how much time people have spent documenting, over the decades, there's always something new that's uncovered. Taking a very careful approach and re-examining what people have already noticed, and then bringing fresh eyes to it and looking at it to see if there's something else that we can learn.
The future of Mount Vernon to me is exactly what we're doing right now, so that the next generation that comes in can continue this amazing effort that the Ladies Association started back in 1858.
My favorite moment is absolutely talking to the young kids. When they see that fire and it's something that they didn't even know existed before, the fascination, the questions I get, that's the best part of it for me.
Now I want to pay it forward. I want to do what my music teacher did for me. I want to instill and encourage children to share the history of our country and the history of George Washington.
I hope they feel how important it is to us and how important it is to all of America to see what we're doing here. The mission, how we're trying to educate, how we're trying to take care of just this national landmark.
Mount Vernon remains a shrine that people come and visit because it has meaning to them to go back to the touchstone of the founding of America.
We don't know everything about Washington. Stories that are yet untold. There are facts that still have to be revealed. We are proving it year by year by year. It's a rare person who doesn't walk away from the experience at Mount Vernon believing.